In this video, I'm going to be reviewing Captain America Civil War. If you're not familiar in how my videos work, it's usually a 4-part series or a 4-part video, but because I'm not going out to the theaters and watching the movies, it's actually going to be a 2-part movie review. So I'm going to give you my thoughts before the movie and my thoughts after the movie. So let's go ahead and get started. Captain America Civil War is one of the best Marvel movies as far as action is concerned. You kind of see like this whole ripping apart and everything like that. Story-wise, it was okay. The villain actually got the job done. He did something that the other villains have never done, which is destroy the Avengers. He split it right down the middle. So in this case, the villain did succeed, which is kind of strange. But yet he's considered not that great of a villain by some, so I really don't know how to classify him. But in my opinion, he's a good villain, and he actually is supposed to show up in the the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show. So it's gonna be interesting to see him there. But I'm guessing you're gonna have to watch this movie to before you watch that show. So I think it's gonna be an interesting thing to look at. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and watch the movie and then give you my thoughts after the movie. But my thoughts right now is I'm excited to watch this movie. So I finished watching Captain America Civil War. It was a pretty good movie. I did enjoy it. It's probably my second, I don't know, like I think for me it goes like if you watch my Captain America First Avenger review, you would see that Captain America the First Avenger is my favorite MCU movie. I already know it's not the best one, but for some reason it is my favorite. But when it comes to like action, this one was very action heavy as far as like big hitting and everything, and I think this is where it kind of starts, where things start escalating a lot. So this is a good movie to see why the Avengers were split if you're gonna watch for future movies or whatever. And yeah, that's what I think about the movie in the place of inside the MCU. As far as technology and everything that goes in, the de-aging, it was first shown in Ant-Man, and that one was really good. De-aging in here was really great. And so I think, yeah, the technology has become very good in these type of movies. I want to talk about Wanda's accent. It kind of got softer or whatever, which, you know, can happen when people speak English with certain people. They either pick up an accent or drop an accent or have something in between. So if you look at Zemo, he's from Sokovia, just like Wanda is. They have different accents, but doesn't mean it all depends on where you learn your English to have those accents. And since this is a fictitious country, it's not a real country, you can't really say, oh, that doesn't sound like a real accent, that sounds weird. And so for me, when I heard that complaint in Age of Ultron, it's like, how are they supposed to sound like? You know? What kind of accent do you want a fictitious country to have, you know? If it's a fake country, then they could have whatever accent they want, you know? But some people are like, oh, the accents were horrible back in Age of Ultron. It's like, that doesn't make sense. It's a fake accent from a fake place. How can you judge their accent? So, well, that's neither here nor there. But the accent was a lot lighter in this one. And so when it came to Wanda, and then Zemo has a different accent, slightly different, but yeah, it is a different type of accent. The action was great. The action was really good, especially even till today, I'm pretty sure if you say, oh, the airport scene was great, everybody knows exactly what scene you're talking about. But probably not as much anymore. People probably have to think, oh yeah, I remember that. But you just need to say the airport scene and people understand when you're talking about Marvel movies. As far as, going back to Wanda, her powers. So her powers are actually kind of her powers are more focused on telekinesis now. Like, it wasn't so much mind manipulation like it was before. Before it was mind manipulation and telekinesis, and now it's just mainly telekinesis, but it's still kind of strange. So I'm pretty sure if Wanda was able to use her powers at full potential, she would be, my argument is, the most powerful Avenger. Arguably, because Captain Marvel's also powerful, but hers is actually just strength and flight and blast. So I don't know. I think it would be a good match to see. But pretty much, I'm pretty sure whoever goes against Wanda and Captain Marvel, if they're pretty much done. So there's really no need for the Avengers, really. Let me think. What else? I would say, when looking at this movie, they had to sign the Sokovia Accords. They had to decide whether to sign it and be part of the UN task force or whatever they wanted to call it, or just be their own thing. And, you know, so Captain America decides to not do that, and Iron Man decides to go with it. I think if this was right before the first Avengers movie, I think the roles would have been switched, because Captain America would have probably put more trust in people, I would guess. And Iron Man would have been more independent, more free. So I don't know. I think the ideas would have been switched if this happened, if this concept or this idea happened right before the first Avengers. So that's what I think anyway. So I think it's interesting how their characteristics changed because of their viewpoints, and how their viewpoints have changed from their first movies to now. So I thought that was kind of interesting. There was no Hulk and Thor in this one because I guess they've been too powerful. But then again, you do have Wanda and Vision, so that's also really powerful. There was the kind of introduction of Falcon and Winter Soldier, like the TV show. Like, you kind of get the feel for that coming along. But overall, I think this movie was really great. I would say Nemo did win. Baron Zemo, well, he wasn't called Baron Zemo, but yeah, Zemo, did I say Nemo or Zemo? Well, I mean Zemo. Zemo won, and I think that's pretty much what happened. Like, I think that's what made him such a great villain, that he actually won. He was the first villain to actually win. I say first because we all remember what happened in Infinity War. If you didn't watch Infinity War, watch it, and I kind of spoiled it for you. So sorry. But, yeah. I'm trying to think of anything else. One of my favorite moments is... I would say one of my favorite moments is when Ant-Man is fanboying over Cap. And he's just, like, shaking his hand for a long time. For me, I don't know what it is about that moment. Right before the airport scene, that big action starts. To me, that just makes me happy. And so, there's a lot to talk about in this movie now that I've actually started thinking about what I'm going to say. Instead of just watching the movie and just shooting off, I have actually been thinking about what I'm going to say. And so, it's, I think it's... Yeah, I think this movie is a good movie, and I think it's worth a rewatch. And yeah, that's what I think about Captain America Civil War. So if what you think about this video actually matters, so if you want to leave a comment down below, or if you want to give this video a like, please give it a like. If you really like this video, please share it so it could get more views, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.